Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're watching this from, whatever time of the day you're watching this from. I'm Kyle.
And I'm Jessie, and this is Sina.
And this is our finally finished that we can tick the box converted van. We bought the van back in May last year, literally the day before we flew out to Iceland, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was pretty sort of quick.
Yeah. Get the van, get on a flight, pretty much. And
yeah.
see what we wanted. But we bought the van. The van is a 10-year-old Peugeot Boxer. Peugeot Boxer. Had 55,000 miles on it, so it hasn't really been used.
Hasn't experienced the world much.
No, so hopefully that's what we're for.
Yes.
New life as a van conversion. So the little video is a van tour of the vehicle and a bit of understanding of why we did it, really. Isn't that right?
Yeah. Sort of giving you a sort of inside view of everything and how it all works, and why we decided to convert the van and our lives, really change.
Why we decided to try van life.
Yeah.
On a big van scale rather than a small scale. Well, we hope you enjoy. Any comments, any questions, pop them in the description. Good girl. Good girl.
She kept looking at me.
So to power the whole system, unit, lights, fan, we do have a diesel heater fitted as well. We've got two different sources of power. So I do have a split charge relay fitted that runs off obviously the main vehicle battery, keeps the two leisure batteries that I have underneath this seat charged. They are two 110 amp hour batteries. I also have a 280 watt solar panel on the roof to go alongside a 70 amp hour MPPT charge controller, which have been supplied by Renogy. Now, Renogy, I absolutely love their products. Everyone who talks to me about solar or anything along those lines, I always look at recommending it. I think they're mainly based in America, but they do ship and do have suppliers across the world. So they told me the solar panels were kept in Germany. Quite quick delivery time on those as well. Sent me the cables, the brackets. And the best thing I do like is pay a little bit more. Got a little Bluetooth adapter, so on my phone, if I'm just outside the van, in the van, I can open up the app, check the current status of the wattage, or obviously being in England, how much sun there is, and also checking my battery levels as well. So it's a whole, makes the system all enclosed, so I never have to really open the sheet to have a look at the mess of cabling that's in there that runs before the 12-volt system. I do also have a mains hookup, so underneath the vehicle there is a box that holds 10-meter mains cable. I do have my fuse box and a 240 mains plug socket down the side as well, so if we ever do get to a campsite, keep the vehicle fully charged or keep the batteries charged, but also gives us another output of power as well. Finally, I do actually have, for the 12-volt system, I do have an inverter. We very rarely use the inverter because sometimes it can sap too much energy out of the battery, and we kind of limit Jessie to no showers or wet wash. A couple of wet wipes, that will keep her fine so she never has to dry her hair. We try and stick to as much 12-volt appliances as possible.
So we've got a top opening Dometic 3-way fridge, which is run off our 12-volt system, and it's kept literally directly under me right now, so under the slat bed. We use it for basically like our basic necessities, so like our fruit, our veg, milk, and anything else like that. It's great, we love it. I couldn't ask for a better fridge, it keeps everything cool and it works really well, so thumbs up. So this is our storage. We decided to go with cupboards all the way along, basically, because at the time we decided to build the van, we were doing a trip to Belgium with me, Kyle, my sister Rochelle and David, so we needed to have enough storage for 4 of us, and Rochelle takes storage for about 3 people. But yeah, so our cupboards are really basic, just a little like sort of locking system, and we've got all our like little storage boxes so we can be a little bit more organised. And it's worked out really well actually. I mean, Carl hasn't once hit his head on the cupboards waking me up in the morning. I can't say the same, but you adjust to it pretty quickly. So here's our bed. We went with a fixed bed because we're pretty lazy in that respect. We didn't want to have to keep taking the bed apart and folding everything up and whatnot. So we went with a fixed bed. We did it width-wise, which a lot of people asked us about, to be fair, because I fit great. I am 5'3" and an 1/8. Like, I am tiny, so I fit great into this. I have foot space and everything. Kyle is 6'3" and he can still sleep comfortably. So it definitely does work. And we love it, and having that extra sort of living space and everything like that, it's worked out great for us.
When it came to the kitchen area, we wanted to keep as much counter space as possible for whether we're sorting our own food, whether we're sorting the doggies' food, or just generally just want to make a cup of tea, just to have that extra space that we can just sit things on as we're doing. So countertop itself, we do have some underslung tap touch lights, so those themselves do turn off individually if you want them to. We've got the power for the pump that controls our lovely water. I've got a couple power outlets, little shelf just to store some lovely fake plants, because you know we're not always out in the van, so we can't keep an eye on them if we do forget about them. Cupboard above literally contains all of our condiments, our teapot storage, soap, cutlery, a bit of dry food, coffee, tea, and in the adjacent cupboard we do have our cups, our bowls, a lot of dry food is stored up there, and we do have some extra storage space up there as well. Of the gas cooker, because I didn't want anything fixed and we wanted to keep as much counter space as possible, our gas bottle is actually situated in a gas locker that sits in the kitchen cabinet. And the outside of that I do have a stop valve, so I can turn the gas on and off whenever I want it, and of course there is a valve regulator that sits on top of the bottle. So the hob itself, so a whole kitchen unit, actually sits in this terribly made drawer that I made. And then we just simply pull that one out, put that back in there. The gas system is on a lovely quick release system, so I can pop this in anytime I want and take it out as easy as that. Lovely one-handed operation. Gas system itself, a little bit stuck from the wear and tear, but then we have our full kitchen setup. Obviously we've got the use of the unit. We can move our chopping board to where we want it, so we can utilise as much sort of cooking space that we need. And it's simple, just uncut the gas, store it all away, put all the cups back. And it's ready for another adventure. So obviously, on the topic of having to convert the van for Belgium, we had to make it livable for 4 people. So what we came up with, seen a lot of ideas done in the past of a pull-out slat bed. So a 6-foot sofa, don't ask me why I made it 6 foot, but that's just how it turned out. Actually all pulls out into a nice double bed. And you can probably talk to Jessie's sister and David. They did have a nice sleep. They didn't really complain. We had the cushions sort of cut a size from foam, and then I had a very special friend of mine who actually we supplied the trim to. It took us quite a while to actually pick what trim we wanted. It was a couple of arguments and a couple of sleepless nights probably to try and get it all ready and get it all in time for the trip. But it's a big thank you to Claire, who did actually do all the upholstery. and it's turned out quite nicely and sort of matches everything else in the van. But guess we'll have to show you how the bed. So now you see that the living arrangement has completely changed. Obviously we either use this when someone's sleeping, when we've fallen out and we have to sleep in individual beds, or if Jessie's drank too much. We can pull each individual side out, so we will link in a video, I will put in a little video that shows you one of the movie nights we had, where we pulled one of the areas out, had the projector out and cinema screen to make it sort of a L sofa, bit more comfortable than just sitting upright. But this is the nighttime version. One of the big decisions that we did make, and that took a little bit of time, was deciding which van that we wanted to fit. Now obviously out there on the market there is a lot of vans, a lot of mixed reviews, and in the end we decided to go for the Max Air Deluxe with a smoked tint. The reason for that is it's completely waterproof, so you can have the fan running when it's raining, not worry about any rain coming through. Obviously I know most fans come with a built-in rain sensor, so they will close, but we wanted something to keep a bit of airflow running through the vehicle, especially when we've got the dogs in the back. Now I did lose the remote before I even fitted it. We still haven't found it, but I managed to source a replacement remote, which was about £14 or £17. But you have full, if you're like Jessie and you can't actually reach all the way up here, you do have a full control system on here, so you can change the fan speed, the angle of the vent, and you can just obviously completely turn it on and off. And you can open and close the vent separately. Obviously you've got all the manual controls, you can set the temperature, and the biggest benefit to us was that we can have the air coming in and out, really. Have the mixed airflow, so you can either suck the hot air out or bring the cold air in. And obviously as we're up here, we decided to go with tongue and groove the whole length. Made the amateur rookie mistake of doing the roof after we put the cupboards up, but what we did is we had normal tongue and groove running all the way down the van, and once that was fitted we spent a couple long nights staining the whole van to give it the finish that it's got now, which actually we're quite happy with. And we've also obviously fitted the screw fit puck lights, so they're not recessed, they literally screw to the wood, and we have 8 of them running down the length of the van.
So this is the garage bit. This is where mostly all the dog stuff's kept, and obviously where they travel in their crates and stuff, so they're nice and secure and safe. Basically we've got all our sort of our hooks and stuff. We keep the harnesses and their leads and their collars and everything like that. We've got spike poles there to put on the ground, so they can like hook onto that and they're safe. And the problem with our dogs is the Malamute, so they're not great off lead. Recall skills are pretty poor. And then we've got sort of our little collection bits here. So we've got the little baskets we can put sort of any little handy things that we just need to grab. And then we've got like our hooks for our rucksacks, our coats, everything like that. And then obviously we've got the boxes in the back. One is our sort of repairs and replacements box and everything like that for the van. We've got our jet washer and a few other things in here, which we use to clean the dog's legs off, which is great when they decide to get really mucky. We've got the diesel for the diesel heater just here, which is obviously all blocked off and safe, and obviously as far away from the dogs as possible. And yeah, this is sort of basically where we keep all our barbecue stuff and our chairs and everything else, just tucked away right at the back and sort of all safe and secure.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
The messiest part of the van.
So this is our Rhino roof rack. We had it and altered it basically. We had to chop a bit off the back due to the solar panel that is the size of me. We also have a halo light bar at the front, which is great because we can still enjoy sort of our late night evenings and still have light and see what's going on. We also cut a hole here for our roof vent. So that was all cut out so it could fit, and it looks great, and we've still got space to put all our sort of storage and stuff if we need to.
Now, there's a fair few reasons why we actually converted a van. One of them being is this one likes to travel around a lot every weekend dog showing.
Yeah. Do a lot of dog showing. Most times it is most weekends, isn't it? It is quite time consuming, especially when you're travelling back and forth like on the same day. We can travel sort of all the way up to Scotland, so it does take quite a bit out of us really, doesn't it? So it's nice to have like a base camp sort of, and we can stay overnight and make the most of our weekends really then.
Just have a bit more enjoyable time rather than spending all that time driving in the same day. We also like to spend a lot of time in the lakes, so we try and get up to the lakes about 4 times a year. And we always rented a house and then ended up going back and forth to that house, spending a lot more money on fuel,
and it was hard because obviously we normally have at least 2 dogs with us at a time, so trying to find a house that accepts dogs, and yeah, it just made it that little bit more expensive really, didn't it? To have to go up and enjoy the beautiful scenery and just make the most of our time.
This way that we can just end up where we want. When we done Belgium, we didn't know where we were staying until the day. We just literally plan the day as we're going and just end up where we want to end up really, and that was one of the beauties of it. We spent a lot of time looking and watching videos online and finding out, looking at all the different
I cannot recommend enough, like if you were going to do a conversion, to like watch other people that have done it. Like it's so helpful, even if you don't follow anything they did, like it just gives you a rough idea, doesn't it? Like even just seeing it and seeing how people have done it themselves, like we've already said, like we love the van but we want to do another one already. Like, so
if you want to buy it, if the price is right, you can have it.
Yeah, because there's things that we want to change that we didn't realise until you live in it and sort of experience what it's like to be in the van. You don't know what you want. Yeah.
I think the biggest sort of things that we watched and that we followed were a lot of other van lifers. So people who kind of do it 90% or do it full time. So I think we spent a lot watching Eamon and Beck.
Yeah.
Max and Lee.
Yeah.
And your favourite, Kinging It.
Yeah, Kinging It. If you've never really experienced any of it, I'm wearing one of their jumpers today. They are so funny. They're so real and like honest about everything, aren't they? Like things go wrong, like no matter what you do, like even building this ourselves, like things went wrong, like
a lot a lot of things went wrong, and it's just the beauty is realizing that they are people too, and they're very, you find it in the community and you see it all over, and everyone is just down to earth. It's a bit more of a laid back lifestyle really, isn't it?
And I think that like everyone's actually really helpful, because like you do see videos and people explain what they've done in their videos and stuff like that, and I think that it's actually like amazing to have that sort of it's almost like a support system really, isn't it? Like if you have questions or anything like that, a lot of them are happy to sort of help you, or if you know anything, you're happy to sort of give that information out freely. Like it's lovely that there is like this big community sort of thing. Obviously we haven't experienced it that much because COVID and everything like that, so we haven't actually got out as much this year as we have planned to.
We had to cancel a few things, didn't we?
Like a few things that were set up we just couldn't do, so so hopefully the end of this year, next year, we'll be doing a lot more, and hopefully just sort of documenting it for you guys to enjoy as well.
Hopefully get a lot more videos. Obviously if anyone ever does have any questions or would like to know certain things, wireless chargers, solar, ask Jessie. Jessie put in all the electrics, she done all the hard work. But no, if anyone's ever got any questions or you want to know where we got certain things from, let us know. But hopefully we'll have a few more videos out in the upcoming year. We do have a trip planned for September.
Hopefully, yeah.
September. Hopefully going to be on our way to Denmark. So fingers crossed that all goes ahead. Hopefully you can like this video. What's the other thing?
And subscribe.
We need to get some more viewers and just enjoy a bit more of our videos. Catch you soon.
Bye bye.